insane.
It's still IRS, not straight axle car. It has different rebuilt motor than 3.
This is insane.
It's still IRS, not straight axle car. It has different rebuilt motor than 3. Honestly, for drag racing, we haven't had the need yet to go to straight axle conversion. We know a few cars that did, but we're not I guess budget you could say to do that. We've found a lot of success still with the IRS, so utilizing that, so we don't really have a need for that. Pretty much all BMR. Yeah, all BMR, and then there's a guy who does custom valving for like light and suspension shocks and struts. He has a company called Kelcher, and so we utilize all of his parts for front and rear. Somewhere in that ballpark.
Well, 50 grand.
You don't need to go to that extent because honestly, the way the car is set up, we can go a lot faster and be in a completely different group for the street car class. Or we're trying to slow it down so we can be more competitive in. Because for the street car class, you need to run, I think it's at 8.499 faster to be able to qualify for the class, unless you go with something like heavyweight. So to get to that kind of number, if you do it right, like with the cage and all that stuff, probably about 50 grand on top of the price. It's rough. It's rough.
What did you do with the battery?
Batteries relocated to the trunk, which I can show you real quick. We went to a 5-gallon fuel cell. Honestly, the car's not built like that at all. We don't like cars that are kind of tin cans like that. Even when the car was NA, we kind of stayed kind of clear of that.
That's kind of how I am. Like the only thing, my trunk kind of looks like this, but I kept everything else.
Yep.
Your shit kind of looks like this.
Right, so even when this car was NA, we kind of stayed away from cutting anything up. The car does have carbon fiber doors, trunk, wing, and hood. A big part, or a big help to shedding weight on this car, we did TBM brakes, front, rear, carbon fiber one-piece drive shaft, and then all the carbon fiber parts inside of the car. With the way the car sits, cage, fuel cell, ice tank, completely loaded and race ready with the Whipple on it, because that adds a little bit of weight as well. The car weighs like 3450 with me, and I'm about 170 pounds as a driver. So for what it is, it's relatively light. They don't put anything up. We do also have a company called AA Performance. They make like a box body style head for the car, like a K-member. We have that on the front of the car as well. It saves a lot more weight. It's not. So it's not it doesn't do anything from like shock house forward. It's just like a K-member replacement. So like control arms and everything comes off. So that saves a ton of weight even compared to something like the BMR K-member.
If I want to compete here, either drag or roll racing, would you recommend for drag racing Whipple or
So honestly, like centrifugal blower, screw drive blower, like we have like Whipple or like even twins, any of those setups would be great for roll or even like dig racing, like drag stop racing. I'd say for roll, you might be better off with something like a twin turbo setup, maybe even centrifugal blower. But we have a lot of success with the Whipple that we have on this car. So honestly, I'd also recommend them. Like I don't see no flaw in having that for either roll racing or drag racing.
you recommend Whipple?
Especially if you're going with this style blower, 100% recommend Whipple. We ran that on
Did you
this.
do all this yourself?
Originally, the car was put together by a shop called RSA. We're based out of South Florida. I took the car over actually after this event last year. I've been doing all the work on it since.
Ford Chuck. So 50 grand for all of this.
50 grand,
Roughly.
parts-wise, for all of this. If you're paying someone to install it, and that's roughly, that's not going to be, I'm not going to give you that as an exact number. Correct? Yeah. So, but if you like, because that's, I'm sure I'm missing a lot of things with that 50 grand, but it's somewhere around there.
And if you tell the wife, 20.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
You on Instagram?
I do. You can follow me on here.
But it's got a good fan.
Do you come here every year? Or?
So this is my second year coming here. I came here last year for the streetcar class, made it to finals. Got second
was it? I
place in
gotta follow.
Andover again.
You got second place last year?
Yes, yes, sir. So, but yeah, came back out this
Were you
year.
on stock? Were you on a stock line last year?
Nope, we had a TK built motor before. We had a few issues with that mid-season last year, and then just because of time crunch, we went to an FFR built motor.
What's the most common problem with the blower that you've seen on the title?
Most prominent problem with the blower is when people kind of over-rev or overspin them. These blowers don't really like to see a whole lot of RPM. They kind of got a set range, which I don't remember off the top of my head, but if you go kind of very low in the pulling range, they're not really too happy. They have some issues with like all that stuff, but that's only if you're really trying to overspin the blower. What we've done, we've seen a lot of success with the blower, really haven't had that many issues with it, so I really can't complain about it at all. So as long as you kind of stay within like kind of their set parameters, which is a wide range, you'll be fine.
What time are you looking to run?
Honestly, we don't really have a set time that we're kind of looking for. The personal best of the car has been an 8.1 at like 173, 174. Even that, we weren't leaning on the car at all. So while we're here at this event, we've just been doing, for qualifying, we've just been doing 8th mile, 1,000-foot hits. Just because it's a street car, they usually break it into like 3 or 4 groups.
Right.
And each group has its own breakout. So we don't want to go too fast and end up with a group.
Is your
of, like,
breakout
two fast
750
cars.
or is it higher?
No, so I'm slower. I'm slower than that.
Gotcha.
So the group I'm falling into, I don't know how they're gonna base it, but like if the car in my group for street car does like an 840, then it'll be an 820 breakout. So we're just trying to hold back for right now until like the last few rounds come Saturday for
How do you
qualifying.
negate, like let's say you run like an 830 or an
Right.
840, how do you negate not breaking out? Like if you know you can go over the top.
Like in competition, if I'm racing another car. Right, so if I'm racing another car and I know my car is more than capable of going faster, like an 820 for instance, but that's the breakout, it's honestly just playing the game up top. So either dragging the brakes, getting out the gas, getting back in the gas. Yeah. So, and you can change that. If you know the breakout for the class is going to be like an 820, but you got the car set up for like an 8.0, you can change out with either where you're shifting the car at, where you're leaving at RPM-wise, like drains brake, that will fully size you out. I'm 20.
You're 20?
Yes, sir.
Damn. What? I'm 20. What have I been doing?
Okay. Do you have any like sponsors, like Celsius and all that?
Yeah, so every
How does that work?
well, every sticker you see on the car is a sponsor, from Mickey Thompson to Wet Bolt to Celsius, Bravo Supermarkets. All these have been accumulated over my. This will be. Let's see, I think this is gonna be my 4th year of drag racing.
Since 16, man. Damn.
So, yeah. So all those kinds have been accumulated. We've seen a lot of success in my time drag racing. We travel a lot. We go to a bunch of different events, do a bunch of different series. So because of that success and how much we kind of travel and we kind of show face, a lot of these brands and companies have kind of reached out to us and started partnerships and relationships with us. And yeah, and it's kind of evolved into what it is now.
So by drag race a lot, go out to events, show face.
Yep. That and then winning and doing good definitely helps.
Doing good, okay.
So, but the biggest part is actually going out there trying to compete, whether you do good or not. As long as you go out there, kind of show face and get your name out there. That's
So
a big part of it.
there was a time where you were drag racing this car and you had no
Correct.
no
No sponsors, no
but you were
help.
winning.
Correct. Yes, sir.
And they just started coming up to you.
Yes, sir. So,
Okay. What's the name of the car?
I don't have a name of the car yet. I don't really.
What do you mean? Yeah, it's been 4 years.
I don't really have a name for the car, man. I'm not really one to do that, but it just kind of all goes under my team, Logan Day Racing. So,
Are you from out here?
no, I'm actually from Florida. South
Are you from Florida?
Yeah. So it's about with stops about like a 22-hour hike to go.
Yeah.
You keep swinging out of frame. I'm like trying to get you both together. You like keep moving backwards.
I'm looking at the car, dude. I appreciate